Hello, my name is Maxine. Welcome back to once again my yoga YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. The theme of the class today is Samadhi, which is actually the pinnacle of yoga. It is what resides within us always, the peace, the calm, the love and joy, and our union with all that is, our higher selves, the divine, and the universe, whatever it is you believe in. It's that connection and that union, and the peace and the calm and the love and joy that reside within us always. So often it just gets forgotten about, but yoga is a brilliant way of uncovering that, all of those unwanted layers that we accumulate on a daily basis. So let us begin. I like to begin on foot standing, either feet together, hip width apart, nice and tall, pelvis tucked under, shoulders softly roll back and down. So really lengthening through the spine, as if there was a thread pulling from the top of our heads up to the sky. Taking a nice deep inhale, filling up the lungs, palms together, and exhaling to prayer. Just taking a moment to ground and center ourselves, just to arrive in the here and now, into the present moment, either closing the eyes or taking the gaze off the tip of the nose. Maybe sigh it out if there's any stress and tension you'd like to let go of, and then tune into the natural rhythm of your breath in and out through the nose. And just remembering, if you are a beginner, don't worry about that, because the most important thing about yoga is just to be fully present in the moment, tuning into the breath, and the strength, the balance, the flexibility are a bonus that come along the way with practice. Like I say, the pinnacle of yoga is Samadhi, just to uncover that peace and calm and love and joy and the union with all that is, that divine within us, that connection to the source energy in the here and now. And let's begin interlocking the fingers, taking the arms straight, pushing the palms towards the ground. Inhale up to the sky, really lengthening through the side body. Exhale, reach over, pushing the hips slightly one way, reaching over, feeling that lovely stretch down one side, and then inhale back to center. Again, really reach up, pushing the palms to the sky, and then exhale over to the opposite side. Inhale back to center. And then let's release the arms down by our sides. Circle the shoulders up and back, around and down. Inhaling as we open the heart, maybe softening the knees to open the heart to the sky, and around as we exhale. The opposite way, inhale and exhale. Holding the head forward, just stretching out the spine, the top of the neck, the top of the spine and the neck. Several breaths, and then let's inhale as we roll our head to one side and to the back. Exhale over to the other side, back to the front. Inhale the opposite way, and exhale to the other side. And then let's just slide our hands down the legs, softening the knees, just round and down, and just fall down into ragdoll. So wherever you might be, Keep the knees soft up, as bent as you want to, because we're hinging from the hips. And just let the weight of the body pull you down. Relaxing the head, neck and shoulders, letting go of any stress and tension, breathing that fresh oxygen in, allowing the flow of blood with the fresh oxygen to go to the brain. Maybe a gentle sway, or little pulses up and down. And then plant the palms, and let's step it back. You could take little steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many, to bring yourself into down dog, or if you'd rather just start off into a tabletop, you're welcome to do so. So either way, if you are in a down dog, pushing the ground away. If you are in a tabletop, maybe take some cat-cows. Inhale as you bring the chin and tailbone up, exhale as you round it down, tucking the chin and tailbone under, or if you were in a down dog, pushing the ground away through the palms, aligning the arms with the back, hips to the sky. You can bend the knees to push up the hips, allow the heart to sink, and maybe have a little pedal or a gentle sway, whatever feels good for you. And then taking it down into a tabletop if you want here already. Inhale, chin up, tailbone up. Exhale, let's just sink it back into a child pose. Little rock from side to side. If your knees are tight, maybe just bring it back and forth, gently lowering it down little by little, until you are comfortably down as close to as you can. You could roll a towel up and sit the bum onto the towel between the bum and the heels. A little rock just to get that synovial fluid around, moving around in the knees. It's a really good one if you've got tight knees. Nice deep breaths. And then stretching the arms out. Active arms straight, passive arms fall in the forearms, spread behind the head. And remember, anytime you need to take a break during your practice, feel free to come down into a child pose of your choice. It's your practice. Modify the poses in any way which suit you. And like I say, the most important thing is just to follow your breath throughout. Just being fully present. Plant the palms and bring it back up into tabletop. I'm going to move a little further back just to fit myself in a little more. So hands underneath the shoulders, always palms planted, fingers spread wide, knees underneath the hips. And let's begin by taking our right leg out straight and tensing it nice and straight and strong if you can, but if your knees bent and it doesn't straighten, don't worry, that's perfectly fine. So have a breath, point the foot, flex the foot, point the foot, and then we'll take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, bring the knee through, push the ground away, bringing the knee to the nose, and inhale it back out. Exhale it together, pushing the ground away, pulling the knee in as close to as you can. Inhale out, exhale it together. Inhale it out, and then we're going to take it forward and exhale down, bringing the chin and the chest to the ground, and inhale up. If that's a little bit difficult for you, keep the knees down, take the weight forward, and just exhale it down. Not completely to the ground if that's too much for you, just whatever degree suits you. So inhale in your own time, exhale. So between however many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale it down and up. So inhale, bring the knees back together. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And taking the opposite leg, left leg, if you took the right leg before, point the foot, flex the foot, point the foot, And inhale, exhale the knee together. So push the ground away, arching the back. Inhale out. Exhale together. Inhale out. Exhale together. Inhale out. And also make sure you don't have your elbows going out over. Make sure you rotate the insides forward. So as we shift the weight forward, elbows are then tucked into the ribs. So we exhale down. And it is quite intense. You need quite a bit of strength. So if you only manage one, or like I say, both knees to the ground, that is perfectly fine. And then rest it down. Sit it back and up. Let's give the wrists a little massage because that was quite intense on those wrists. Deep breath. So you could skip that point completely and just come to and take part in whatever suits you. There's always something that will suit yourself. And you flick the fingers out as well, something that helps strengthen the wrists, making fists, flicking them out, the fingers, all the time, just noticing your breath. And when you are ready, let's bring it back down into tabletop, making sure the hands are directly underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. And let us stretch out one leg once again. Point the foot, flex the foot, point the foot, and then if you can, so this is why it's important for the hands to be directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, fingers spread wide, and reach the opposite hand out in front. So don't worry if you're struggling with that. You could maybe just try taking the arm out and the leg out separately, alternatively. So just holding it nice and strong. Focusing on the breath all the way. It's really just activating, stretching right through. Allows that energy to flow. And then bring it down. Just have a little bit of movement here in between. And then the opposite. So again, checking the knees are underneath the hips, hands are underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide. It's time taking the opposite leg out. So the hips are square to the ground. So it's no good having your hips sort of out of alignment, but they want to be nice and square. So you could look back and check that you haven't toppled over to one side. Just check that that knee's still underneath the hip. Everything's in alignment. Point the foot, flex the foot, point, and stretch out the opposite arm. So you can stretch out the fingertips together, stretch out them apart, make a mudra. This is one of many mudras, which are hand gestures, encouraging energy flow throughout the body. So just taking several nice breaths here, activating right through from the tips of the toes to the tips of the fingers to the toes. You could focus on a spot. That's a very good way of help maintaining your balance and your focus. And then let's bring it down. And again, maybe have a little bit of movement here. Lifting up the hips, the knees, look behind. And then just moving the shoulders, one in as just let the hips sway the opposite way, just whatever feels good for you. And let's arch the back and sit it back down into child pose. Just pressing the fingertips, stretching out the wrists here. Nice deep breath, or you can allow the arms to fall passively, pray behind the head, whatever's right for you. And then let's lift it up, sitting onto the heels or as close to, maybe with a towel beneath if that's better for you. Inhale up to the sky. And exhale, reaching down, stretching it over. Several breaths. Inhale back to center. Exhale, reach it down and over. Several breaths, feeling that lovely stretch down the side. And then inhale back to center. Bring the palms to the heart. And let's bring it back to tabletop. Again, checking the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And let's inhale, chin up, tailbone up, tuck the toes under, lift it up and sink it back to a nice strong triangle. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then gaze forward. And just let's walk the feet step by step to the front of the mat and fold it in. So any moments of stillness, just enjoy that presence, that peace and the calm. And then let's roll up one vertebra at a time. Bring the shoulders up and back and down. Bringing the palms to pray. So in between every little sequence, just notice this moment of stillness. Slowing down the breath. If you feel that the heartbeat and the breath have gone a little quicker, just take a moment to slow that down. Noticing any sensations in the body. And already you may be able to feel the subtle energy body beginning to flow more freely. The poses and the stretches, they release any blocked energy that we may be holding on to, where our emotions is getting stuck in our body. So that's releasing that, so we can feel there for our subtle energy body beginning to flow nice and freely, especially by the end of the practice. If you're not feeling that already, just be patient, practice. Patience and perseverance is key. And then let's take our arms down by our side once again, nice and inhale up to the sky, slight back bend and pray. Soften the knees, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway flat back again, shins, thighs, ground, bend the knees. Stepping it back, right foot first into plank. Lower the knees if you want to. Through down forward into up dog. Sure you take it down to half plank, then through and up, all of the way to the ground, then through and up. And then back to down dog. Nice deep breath in and out. Right leg straight up in line with the body. Nice and strong, and then come onto the ball of the left foot, right knee through to nose, hips high, weight forward, Turn the back foot flat 45 degrees and bring it up into warrior one. Several breaths, hips are square to the front, feet on separate tracks. And then let's just step it with the left foot to the knee. Just little steps forward if need be. Focus on a spot. And then we'll take it into tree pose. So if you wanted to, you can take hold of the ankle here and position the foot onto the inner thigh. Otherwise, just bring the knee down, turn the knee out and place the toe to the ground and the sole and the heel on the ankle or the calf, or as I've said, on the inside of the thigh. Focusing on a spot. Nice deep breath, reaching up to the sky. And then let's release it down and step it back to a lunge. Several breaths. And then let's inhale, exhale. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, take it up. Inhale, lower, open the heart. Exhale, take it up. Just pause in between if this is too much to take it up and down. Last time, hold it down. Inhale, pushing into the hip a little further, opening the heart a little further. Exhale, sweep it down. Uncurl the back toes. Straighten, lengthen, flex and fold. A little closer. And a little closer. And then let's bring it up. Frame the foot. Lift it up onto the pyramid. Once again. Nice and strong. Soften the knees. Square the hips. Lengthen, hinge and fold. Hold it in a little closer. And a little closer. And then frame the foot and step it through, pulling it in, or ragdoll. Nice deep stretch down the backs of the legs. Rolling it up, one vertebrae at a time. And roll the shoulders back and down. Palms together into prayer. Deep breath in and out. Taking a moment once again. The pause, the moments of stillness, the most important part. And then preparing for the other side, so always have a drink handy to keep rehydrated. So stop and take a drink whenever, pause whenever, child pose whenever. It's your practice, do what you want. So find an hour tall posture, feet slightly turned in over, aligning the joints. Arms down, mountain pose. Inhale up to the sky, palms together, slight back bend. Prayer. Soften the knees, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway flat back. Bend the knees, hands down, stepping the left foot this time. If you step the right foot before, back into plank, lower the knees if you need to. Check the elbows are rotated inside forward. Inhale, exhale, down through and up dog. Back to down dog. So not too much distance between the hands and the feet, so we've got room to step it through more easily with high hips. Left leg straight up in line with the body. Nice deep breath in and out. Come out the ball of the right foot, left knee through to nose, hips high, weight forward. Step it through. Turn in the back foot 45 degrees. Feet on separate tracks. Reach it up to warrior one. And just checking that we are correctly positioned, but don't worry, nothing has to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect pose. Just aiming for the knee above the ankle, hips square to the front, back foot 45 degrees. And then we'll take a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, bring the palms together as you could step it gently forward, bringing the knee into the chest. Keep the toe to the ground if you're struggling with your balance. Maybe just keep lifting it up and down until you can hold it. Very nice, deep, conscious breaths. Focus on that spot. And then as before, either placing the foot on the ankle. We want the knee wide wherever you are, as wide as possible for you. Calf, or usually avoiding the knee, they'll say, place it on the inside of your thigh. Just hold it. Maybe this time reaching up to the sky. And stretching the arms out like branches of a tree, or just hold it in prayer as we did earlier. And then back down. So release the foot. You can step the foot down to the ground first, or you can step it back into a lunge. Several breaths here, checking that we have the feet on separate tracks once again. Otherwise you'll be like wobbling as if you are on a tightrope. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, down. Exhale, up or hold. Either way, you can just hold it down. Inhale as we open. Exhale as we bring it up. Inhale as we open the heart. Exhale up. Inhale, open. This time hold. Inhale a little deeper into the hip. Open up the heart. Exhale. Swoop it down. Sit it back. Straighten, flex, soften the knee if need be, lengthen, and hinge and fold. A little closer, and a little closer. And then gaze forward, weight down, frame the foot, lift up, walk, creep that foot in or rock it, back into pyramid. Fold it once again. Pull it in from behind. And then let's step in it back to the front. Ragdoll, or hug it in again if you wish to. Grabbing either the ankles or the calves, or the big toes. Nice deep breath, deep stretch. And then rolling up, one vertebra at a time. Rolling the shoulders back and bringing the palms to prayer. Nice deep breath in and out. Slowing the breath down. Tuning into a natural rhythm. Just noticing how you feel in the present moment. Not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, free of any cares or worries. Just by simply tuning into the breath. Feeling that subtle energy body flowing freely now. And then let's take the arms down by the side once again. Standing nice and tall. Inhale up to the sky. Palms together. Float back in. And fold. Inhale halfway flat back. Hands shins or the thighs. Bending the knees, and this time you could step it back as before into plank, or if you wanted to try jumping back into chaturanga, we want to really bend down and already begin to bend the elbows and lift it up and land into a half plank, but it's quite advanced, so do not worry if you're not there right now. Let's just take several breaths in up dog, or if you prefer, take it down into cobra, or even Sphinx. So take a little, maybe wiggle over the shoulders, deep breath, look behind on one side, then the other. And then let's lift it up, widen the knees, big toes touching, and lower down the bum to the heels. Gently pushing the bum to the heels. If you're not there, don't worry. Slowly lengthening out through the spine. Nice deep breath, so rest in the forehead. Let the heart melt to the ground. Active arms straight, pressing the fingertips of the palms. Passive arms, relax the forearms. All prayer behind the head. And then let's take the gaze up, bring in the palms, bring in the knees still wide of the hips, and lift it up across the ankles. So we want to sit back through over the feet if you can. Otherwise, if you couldn't manage it that way, just bring the knees and lower down in any which way suits you. So straightening out the legs, maybe rocking the bum cheeks back out of the way, and knees bent. This is gently soft or as bent as you need to, because we're hinging from the hips, and we'll bring the chest towards the thighs, and then just let the head relax and fall. Several breaths. So wherever you are, you may check to see where your knees need to be to bring your chest towards the thighs. And then let us lengthen through the spine, reaching up, 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 up. Nice deep inhale and hinge and fold as we exhale the chest to the thighs. And then grab onto wherever you can get hold of. Use a strap or a belt or a towel here. Your calves, you may can reach the ankles or the feet, or beyond, and pull it down from wherever you are holding from. Nice deep breaths, deep stretch. Now just take the gaze forward, lengthen through the spine a little further. Nice deep inhale, hold it in. And then from here, let's just roll down onto our back, just one vertebra at a time, nice and slowly. Then let's just take the arms out to the side, bend the knees, feet about hip width apart, and just begin to allow the knees to fall over to one side and then to the other side. And maybe to begin with, you might want to hold on one side for several breaths and do the same on the other side. Or if you feel it's nice for you just to sweep the legs from one side to the other, like windscreen wipers on a rainy day, which it is outside right now here in the northeast of England. Just follow the breath. Maybe turning the head the opposite way to the knees and hold here for several breaths. And then move it to the other side. Several breaths. Feeling that lovely stretch just up down the hip side there. Bringing it back to centre. Now let's just allow the legs to go down straight. Feet about the width of the mat apart. Let the feet flop, arms down by the sides, lift up the chest, tugging the shoulder blades flat. And then let's just close on the eyes, take a nice deep inhale, filling up the lungs. Feeling the rib cage expand, hold it in for a second or two. And then a big sigh out. Just release, relax, surrender, let go. And just let the weight of the physical body just melt away into the earth below. So looking into the centre of the forehead, into that emptiness. As we breathe in that life force prana energy through the nose down into our lungs, that fresh oxygen, knowing that it's being pumped by our heart through into every single one of the trillions of cells throughout our body, through the veins and the arteries. Imagine them flowing like rivers and streams and rivers. So if there was any blocked energy you had before, it's all been released and unblocked and flowing freely now. So just imagine that subtle energy body flowing freely like those freely flowing streams and rivers throughout your body. As you inhale and exhale through the nose, just letting go on the exhale, any worries, any cares. On the inhale, the lightness of that subtle energy body, looking into this emptiness, immerse yourself into that nothingness, into the space, embodying the peace and the calm that you've created throughout your practice. Love and joy that resides within us always. That union with all that is, in tune with your higher self. Ready, this would be perfect if you wanted to go on and sit and have a little meditation. Just immerse yourself into deeper, more deeply, that Samadhi. And a connection with source energy. Any thoughts that come into your mind, just acknowledge them, observe them. Maybe decide, was it a negative, was it a positive thought? Then let it go. Simply come back to the breath. Notice the rise and the fall of your chest. Always remembering Shavasana is the most important part of the practice. So at least lie and stay for 5 minutes or more, or sitting up in a meditation is equivalent. But if you do want to prepare to go, let's place our left hand on our heart, our right hand on our stomach. Taking a moment of gratitude, just to give yourself a thank you for the time you've taken for yourself in your practice, the love and self-care and self-love that you've taken time for. To tune into what resides within us always. And namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you.